What up, YouTube? Coming at y'all with another bike video. Just wanted to give y'all a little update on the lowrider bike. As you can see, I changed the front fork. Like I was telling y'all in the previous video, or one of my videos, I'm not sure, but the theme for this bike that I wanted to go is for like a vintage style lowrider bike, like 70s, 80s, early 90s type of build. Back then, they would take original forks and bend them like a crate fork, like a 24-inch crate fork, and bend them, so they had a whole different look than the typical fork that comes on them now, which is the fork that I had on it previous to this one. So I wanted to kind of go with that look. I do have an OG Swin crate fork, but I couldn't bend it, man. It's just I didn't want to bend a fork in that good a condition. So what I did was I bought a aftermarket one. They sell aftermarket ones. Not a lot of people actually got them on their bikes. So surprisingly, a lot of people don't know about it. But I went ahead and grabbed one. I knew about these for a minute. I did do a few changes to it because they came with bullcrap hardware. I had to actually open up some of the holes a little wider on the fork and change the hardware. I added a Swin steering tube and Swin bolts. Yeah, let me get a little close up of it. But yeah, as you can see, I put the chrome bolt right there. They don't come with chrome bolts. They come with some type of goldish looking, like raw metal looking bolt, which I don't know why they do that. I put the S bolts. I still got to put them on right. I just kind of stuck it together because I was originally trying to put on an OG Swin crown, but it wouldn't fit. It was too narrow, so couldn't do that. But yeah, put the bolt over here, chrome too. They actually make two of these forks. Anybody that's interested in getting one, you got to be careful because they make a crappier one. Actually, the tubing is like really thin. It's probably down near, maybe a little thicker than the support bars on this one. Like they thin. I don't like them. The hardware is even worse. They got like a Phillips screwdriver bolt on the outside, which really looks crazy. But yeah, this is the better version of the aftermarket fork, a little closer to how a crate fork would look. Not exact, somebody who know how crate forks look, obviously it's not it, but it's close. It gives it that old vintage, lowrider bike look that I'm going for. Cause like I said, something like, if you look at pictures from like the 70s, 80s, and some early 90s bike, they look totally different than like the typical bikes from like the early 2000s and up, or even the late 90s and up, when they came with like the cheaper looking, swap meet Springer, the regular one, kind of like what I had on here at first. The one I did have on here was a little better quality wise because it was an older one. But yeah, give me a second, y'all. In Texas. Hold on. But yeah, okay, I'm back. But yeah, like I was saying, the one I had on here before was a little better quality than what is out now, as far as the chrome, and it was a little heavier, but it did have that look of the the cheaper ones or whatever. It was a cheaper one, I guess. It's just an older, cheaper one, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's coming together. For sure, got to get those white walls. Not gonna really get the full look until I get those white walls and that OG seat. I'm also going to change the fenders. I'm going to buy some NOS old fenders. They're not actually Swin fenders, but they like high quality and thick and nice chrome, because they came on like, I guess they was like aftermarket fenders for like muscle bikes back in the day, and like old bikes like this back in the day, but it's not actually Swin, which is cool. I didn't want to run the Swin ducktail fenders. I don't care for that on the lowrider bike. Those fenders to me was meant to mimic like a hot rod, and that's not the look I'm going for on the lowrider bike. A lot of people do it, even in the decades that I'm talking about. I want my bike to look like, which is like 70s, 80s, early 90s. But I just didn't care for that look, so I went with the full wrap around fenders. They just look better and more of a lowrider to me. So yeah. That's the update on the bike. Still quite a few things I want to do to it. Um, One of the cons I dislike about the fork, it does change the radius, your turning radius, because it hits on the frame, as you can see, right where it will hit the neck right there when you turn. So if you turn too much, it does hit the frame, and it's a little bit worse for me because I put a original swing steering tube on it. So it made it even narrower. Not a lot. It's probably like a quarter of an inch narrower than it would be if I would have used the standard steering tube for it. But nah, it just looked better with that tube. It's very rideable. I did ride it. I actually thought, man, it's not going to be rideable the way I was noticing it was turning, but it is very rideable. It's actually you think you turn more than that when you ride, but you really don't. The only time you notice the turning radius is if you like walking the bike. Let's say you walking it back to your garage, and you know how you do the sharp turns with the bike just to, walk it back wherever you walking it. Like that's a little different. Like when you're trying to like walk it into a garage in a tight space and you turning it, like that's when you notice it. But yeah, so just wanted to give y'all an update on that. These are some mags right here. I know y'all see these in the background. So one of my cousins, man, he came up on a GT. It's a newer GT. I can tell you down there everything about late '90s, early 2000s GTs, late '90s and back rather, like earlier stuff. But I don't know a lot about newer GTs. I'll tell you that right now. He has a. I asked him to send me a picture of it. Send me a picture of it. It's a GT Raider. I have heard of that before and seen a few of them. I'm not very familiar with him, and I know he's not going to put any money in it like that. Very little, because he don't know the expenses of building these bikes, and somebody pretty much just gave it to him for free. So he's like, I want some black mads. I want some black mads, and he don't have no idea how much a set of black mags cost nowadays, especially like some actual GT ones like Fan Mags or Tomahawks or something like that. You're looking at 300 plus for those. Sometimes you can slip through the cracks and find some for like two something, but for the most part, the going rate is for them mags is like 300 something, man. You can get like some Skyways for like 200, little under 200, something like that, but he just wanted some black mags, so I had these aluminum ones. I had them sitting up. They probably came off like a newer Mongoose, maybe late '90s or something like that, early 2000s. I don't know. Listed them online for sale. People were just flaking. A lot of people want to get them. A lot of people want to trade for stuff, and just people just flaking. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna spray paint them and let them get them. I'm waiting for them to dry so I can knock the paint off the lip because these are aluminum and they still need to stop and break and stuff like that. So just for the breaking, I'm gonna knock the paint off. But just a little small donation, just to probably get them motivated. Probably, I'm thinking about just giving them to him. Maybe he could throw some gum walls on it with a fresh chain, and it'll get a bike a nice look because the GT Raider didn't even come with mags to begin with. So some black aluminum mags, that'll be a cool little look. Maybe a chrome and black chain. The bike is like silver, I think. Silver and chrome, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, man, just messing around out here. Nice sunny day. Been working on some things while I got the wire wheel out. This is what I used to open up the holes on the fork. It was a bitch too, because I had put that thing together and had to take it back apart, and I was trying to do it the easy way, which made it the hard way. And the easiest way was to just take the shit back off. So yeah. I had to open it up slightly bigger because the holes they use like a skinny boat, a skinnier boat than what I had. So I just opened it up a little bit, put that chrome bolt in the head on that boat. Trick part about it, the boat shaft itself is a little bigger, but the head on the boat was smaller. So the ones that came on it originally had a big old head with a small like boat, the shaft on a boat. or whatever. So it looked crazy. Like I don't know. They like it's like they go to hardware store and just grab whatever fits, and it just didn't look right. So yeah, now I got the nicer bolt on there and smaller, and it just gives it a better look. So yeah, don't look as cheap. But yeah, man, just wanted to give y'all a little update on that. Nothing crazy. All right, y'all.